Morning, everyone. Can you guys all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Let's give it a start. Good morning. This is March 24th. We're going to talk about the market update briefly and dive into today's training. I know the 10-year Treasury bond has been higher than ever before. It hasn't been high since last July. So when we talk to the client and the agent, we have to make them educated with the current status. There is a uncertainties everywhere. So if you have any files that's closing within 15 to 30 days, make sure you lock in any purchase transactions that's in the way. And if you have any like realistic ideas and concerns, it sounds like we're coming up with a recession that's around the corner. So be ready for the new comings. I think the 10-year Treasury will only go up from right now. Before we start the training, let's have some wins for the week. Why don't we start from, I'm going to start from my screen, from An. Can you share your win?
Win for the week. I was showed a few houses today with actually through Zillow lead and was able to not convert but able to sell on my lending side. So even though we have to send our leads to Zillow for lending first, it's still a way in for me to kind of open up more doors to kind of meet more people. So I think that was a win.
Great. How about you, Alex?
Yeah, we funded a loan yesterday and worked on a pre-approval over the weekend. And I also took flying lessons with my fiance's little brother, which was a lot of fun. It's terrifying, but a lot of fun.
Wow. That's
especially like a 13-year-old flying a plane is very scary. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
How often do you go? Was it your first time?
First time. Yeah, it was a small plane as well. It's not bad. It's about like 20,000 to get your pilot's license. And it was actually a lot of fun. It's really easy to fly a plane. It's just landing's pretty difficult.
Well, that's great. That's good. How about you, Brenda?
Wins of the week. Well, I started working on a new bar for down payment assistance. And then I also got another text message from an agent asking for the Ontario, but they're Korean speaking, so I referred them to Christine.
Good. Okay. We have a new member, William. He is in our Georgia. William, can you introduce briefly of your background and how you started to join Giving Tree?
Good morning, guys. My name is William Park. All my life, I've been doing my own business up until last year. So I'm new to this business, fairly new to the LO as well. Hoping to learn a lot from Peter. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for joining. He was previously working for Emmett Lending as an account executive, and now deciding to become a retail loan officer with Giving Tree. So great. We're good to be working with you. How about you, C?
Good morning. I'm very proud to say, after months of cold calling mobile home real estate agents, I finally got one in escrow, and it's being worked on. So it takes time, guys, but if you're able to tough it out and stick with it, something can come out of it.
What's your takeaway? What is it so different from a resale transaction than the mobile home transaction? PITI or qualification?
The qualification is pretty much the same. 5% down minimum, 50% DTI. If the value comes in at the sales price, 100% of the closing costs can be rolled into the loan. which is huge. There's no PMI for less than 20% down. But more importantly, the approach is, I think, this is my personal opinion. I think a lot of agents are taking on mobile home listings now because they're desperate. And they really don't know what they're doing. So the way that you have to approach them is kind of like, hey, I always ask them, how many mobile homes have you sold? Oh, this is my first one. Great. I'm an expert. I'm going to guide you through the entire thing. I'll be your resource. So if you have a question, your broker is probably not going to be able to answer it, but I can help you with it. So that's just been my approach with it. You really have to be a resource and a guide to them. And that's how you're going to build a trust. Now, there is one big thing about mobile homes that please do keep in mind. The land lease, it's quite a bit. I was fortunate with this one that's an escrow. It's only $1,200 a month. But I recently had one that was $1,800 a month. And the borrower was nowhere close to qualifying for that mobile home. So you guys may get a lot of agents or buyers reaching out to you about mobile homes. But just keep in the back of your head that land lease may kill the deal, and they may be better off going with a condo.
That's a great takeaway. So payment is as high as regular condominium purchases.
Sometimes more. Actually, most of the time more.
Then why are they purchasing a mobile home over condominium?
Well, and this is where you have to educate them, right? Because they're going on Zillow, they're going on Redfin, and they're seeing mobile homes being sold listed at 190,000. So right away it's like, ooh, 190. I could buy this, right? But most of the time, 100% of the time, they're not keeping in mind that, hey, there's a land lease that's pretty significant. That's probably gonna make you not qualify. Okay. But I always let them talk, I let them express to me why they want to buy a mobile home, and then I'll tell them, hey, great. But let's do this. I'm going to pre-qualify you as a mobile home. However, let's keep our options open. I'm also going to explore condo options for you as well. And I don't really tell them why, right? And then when they don't qualify for that mobile home, I'll tell them, hey, you can't buy that $200,000 mobile home. However, you could qualify for a $350,000 condo, and here's the reason why. And then I break it down to them so they have a better understanding.
Wow, that's a great takeaway. You should, we're excited to see you winning now from the mobile home transactions. That's good. That's a great win. Let's go to Freddie.
Win for the week. Let's see. I had a great meeting with an existing client last week. They own 2 properties. Potentially a refinance going to come out of that, and a listing with a future purchase. So it's like a multi-transaction. But I'm going to be working this week on structuring their pre-qualification for the next purchase if they decide to list one of the properties they own. Maybe 1 or 2 transactions after.
Okay. Good. How about you, Sarah? What is your win for the week? Let's while she's working on the microphone.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
sorry.
yes. Great.
I'm horrible with tech. Sorry. I had lots of wins. I joined Giving Tree very early weeks of January. I already closed 2 loan files. I have about 5 Dream for All pre-approved clients, and I have 1 listing. And I'm going to do the 2-in-1 service where I can do loan and hopefully a buyer walks in, then I can double end it.
Nice. So Sarah is a realtor doing originations at the same time, right?
Yes.
We have quite a few here working as a realtor doing origination as well. So whenever we get a chance, maybe we can do a micro level meetings of what is beneficial of working as a realtor and the loan officer at the same time, vice versa, right?
It's a lot of work, but the clients are sticking to you, more reliable. As soon as the clients find out you're saving more in 2-in-1 service, they're gonna stick around.
Okay. Yes, two-in-one service, definitely. Understanding more about the qualifications and the clientele will give us more benefits, options to win.
Yeah.
Great. I know Tariq and Paul, you guys are turning off your camera, but do you think you can share your win for the week, Tariq?
Sorry, I'm driving. My camera keeps dropping. I did 2 open houses. I hooked up with the real estate agent that she's willing to work with me. She got a few listings. Couldn't do much last month because I was fasting the whole month, so it was really hard to do anything on top of my work. So hopefully with this lady, I'll be able to do more open houses and meet more clients.
So you're door knocking and visiting open houses, right?
Yes, that's what I've been doing. I started that before I started fasting, but I couldn't do it walking around and going around when I was fasting for a whole month. But I started again this weekend, and I met this real estate agent, and she was just sitting waiting for people to come over, and we started, conversations. Spent like the whole day with her, and we're gonna arrange some other open houses next week and go on. Hopefully, potential clients and somewhere to start.
That's good. Good. I mean, for you, Tariq, Illinois is finally opened, so we're expecting a lot of loans from you. Okay.
Yep, I'm flying to Illinois next week, so I'm going to start working on my license. So hopefully, get it all done soon.
Okay. Good. Last but not least, Becky, can you share us win for the week?
Okay, let me tell you what happened yesterday. About a month and a half ago, I consulted with someone about the purchase loan, but he ended up going some other lender. And then suddenly he called me yesterday morning and said he finally signed a contract on his house, but he doesn't want to work with the current LO. I don't know why, but he wanted to switch to work with me. So the rate their previous LO offer was decent, was not bad, but I explained that since the rate have gone up, he wouldn't be able to lock the rate anymore. So I advised him that FHA loan, about the FHA loan would be the best fit for the client, and then for his DTI situation. So he liked that rate that I offered and asked me to take over the case. So I took the rate and submitted the loan right away yesterday. That was my win for the week.
What rate did you quote, and how did you structure the file? Why did you quote FHA over conventional?
His DTI was over 50. Back in the DTI was over the 50, and then the conventional loan was not gonna fit him anymore. So, and then he got the rate of 6.0 like month ago, and then I offered him the FHA rate would be 5.75, and he liked it. Yes.
And we had a lender credit with that 5.75% rate, right? How much? Do you remember how much the lender credit was?
How much was the lender credit? Yeah, it was 7,000.
7,000, right? So, guys, takeaway for Becky's deal was a rate at 5.75. We were able to offer $7,000 lender credit just to beat the pricing. We don't have to compare. We don't have to compete. We can beat on every single transaction by giving them options to choose. That's great, guys.